Welcome everybody, this is Chris Dwayne from ChrisDwayneSilverShieldCoins.com. Every week I release 2 new mini mintages that are available for 1 week only and tend to go up in price over time. You can find them all over at ChrisDwayneSilverShieldCoins.com. I cannot see any way out of this that does not end in the total collapse of the United States. We have been bled to death of our treasure, reputation, and blood fighting these trillion-dollar wars in the Middle East. 25 years of debt and death, and we now have trillion-dollar interest payments due. America needs a total collapse to wake up. It is only when we have nothing left to lose that new possibilities will open up. We have been silenced into this totally rigged monetary system built off of debt and death. People have been gaslit with usury, and it's sucking us dry. This collapse of the United States is going to be the largest collapse ever. A global superpower completely broke overnight is how I see it happening. I think it's going to manifest first in a silver default that will likely trigger this collapse that will end up breaking and bankrupting brokers, banks, and governments that have held silver down for so long. You see, all these paper games can keep playing so long as there's ounces of silver to play for. That is the overall thesis of what I first brought up in 2011 with the silver bullet, silver shield, that by stacking silver, you are deleveraging their Ponzi scheme and protecting your family with the silver shield. Once the final ounce of silver is removed and there's nothing left to hold the price of silver down, this will manifest in a force majeure and cash settlement of silver that will completely break the paper Ponzi scheme forever. The physical price of silver will rise farther and faster than the defaulted paper price that they force. See, silver is more rare and useful than gold. Silver is the nexus tip of a $2.5 quadrillion worth of Exeter's pyramid that is the pyramid of liquidity of all these digital illusions of wealth. Silver has massive technological, industrial, medical, energy, and military uses, far more than gold, and is actually more rare above ground than gold. There's an estimated 6 times more gold in vaults than there is physical silver, and that makes sense, for all the gold that's ever been mined has been treasured and stored in vaults and jewelry and forever, while silver has been used and abused as an industrial metal, and that we have actually a 6-year mining deficit, that we have used more silver than we've mined, and we're burning through our above ground stockpiles until there's going to be nothing left. This is the end game of this. Silver is going to become the most valuable asset on earth at the same time the market collapses everything to it. I see silver going up faster than every other asset on earth, especially relative to gold. The current gold to silver ratio is 1 to 63, but the current mining ratio is 1 to 6. That means that silver will go up at least 10 times over the price of gold at the same time that the global generational debt-based fiat Ponzi system collapses. This will mark the largest transference of wealth the world will ever see. I believe this is God's secret plan to bring the faithful stackers out of systemic slavery. Every ounce of silver will be worth thousands, perhaps even millions of hyperinflated dollars before this system is done. This will make the current billionaires last and the billionaires first. This will be the end of digital illusions of wealth as humanity returns to real tangible wealth, and it will win the day in the end. It only makes sense that all the world's debt gets hyperinflated away as they print more money, and that money will seek safe haven assets of gold and silver that cannot be printed out of nowhere. And like I said before, silver is going to outpace gold in the end. It has to, because it's more rare and more useful. I see that there will be oceans of gold for sale as silver sells out. It is the only after these paper silver price markets collapse that silver will be able to run to all-time highs. There are currently an estimated 400 times paper claims for every physical ounce of silver. That's why the silver bullet and silver shield called it so early in 2011 that this is the only way out for us. When the final ounces are drained by China, the game will end. If you've seen the movie Looper, you'll see that in the future, America is selling silver for yuan. That is predictive programming showing that China is living in the future and America will be a broken economy. I'm telling you that the only way to prepare for this future is to stack silver while you can. Even now at $76, silver is a real deal. AI is going to come for every white-collar job, and robotics is coming for every blue-collar job within 3 to 5 years. This means you'll have no way of transferring time, talent, or labor for wealth in the future. This is a scary realization that you have got to get your mind wrapped around. This, on top of America losing all of its privilege of being the world's reserve currency, will show that America will be completely and utterly lost. And just because America is lost doesn't mean that you have to follow that same fate. Stack Silver Shield because it goes up faster than silver and because it is more rare and collectible than boring government bullion. You can find the latest mini mintages over at ChrisDuaneSilverShieldCoins.com. Silver Shield premiums safeguard against volatility swings of silver as they become the most treasured of your collection. Most people who stack them are stacking them for their grandchildren and will be the last silver that they sell. Never before has somebody put the greatest truth on eternal silver, and this will count the most in the end. Thank you very much.